Raping everybody out here.
About this. The Kickstarter is like an independent artist or independent anything project thing, but you can't just join it. You have to be invited. So I had bought a piece of art from this guy and I bought it through Kickstarter. And he and I talked back and forth, and he said, I'll send you an invite to this Kickstarter because he knew I was in a band. So he sent me this invite. So then I said to these guys around August, excuse me, I think I'm going to put a Kickstarter together. How it works, simple. You put a project together and then you offer like pledge prizes. So if you pledge $1, you get like a hearty handshake and a high five. All the way down to if you pledge $1,000, we'll fly to wherever you are in the country. We'll put on a concert for 50. And people just pledge out of the goodness of their heart. There's the only incentive is to get these prizes and to see us because we are hemorrhaging money on this album that we're recording. So we put the Kickstarter together and we made $2,200, $2,300,
5 over or 6,
including the interviewer who donated money. So we can't thank you enough for that.
Yes,
but people like friends, family, people we didn't even know, people that have never seen us play a show, just thought it was cool. We actually put a video together. We recorded a video. It's at whatistheboard.com. It's a kind of a viral video that we sort of kind of give you a sneak peek into how we created the album. We created this board that Mark did most of the art for over a period of 2 months that you can actually buy a poster of it, but it's one of those sicker pieces of art you'll ever see, done with Sharpies. It's really ridiculous.
In one sitting too?
Yeah, it's just crazy. And we couldn't believe that we made it. I mean, people like you and some of our other friends that were just promoting the hell out of it. It got close towards the end, but we made it. $2,200. We had a goal of $1,750, and we made $2,200.
Yeah, I mean, and that Kickstarter project is so awesome to be able to help us put the money that we're losing to put into this album, because this album is it's just like the brainchild of now the 5 of us, but really, the 3 of us started writing some of the songs that made the album, and Penny joined in. We still had another couple tracks that we wrote. So really, everyone here has got a real big hand in what's going on in this album. I mean, Wes, you're really new, but
I still don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but his personality falling right in line. It was really great because it works with us with what we're doing. Because this album is it's not a concept album in the traditional sense of what you would think a concept album was like. You wouldn't look at Alaska by Between the Buried and Me and Brother McGrother. It's about aliens and finding stuff in Alaska. So it's not necessarily
one jointed story.
Yeah,
awesome. Now I know what that's about.
So it's not necessarily about one specific story. Like the Coheed CDs are all about telling their story. They have this.
I was gonna throw that in there.
Yeah, this CD, Travesty, which is titled, is actually it's a culmination of our favorite films that we've now pretty much transposed into song. I mean, along with those films, there's some of the ideals and some other plots that me, Locke, Mark, Petty all wanted to throw in and get these ideas out through our music. So you'll listen to a track, for example,
Finding Nemo.
Now Go Home and Get Your Fucking Shine Box, which very bluntly, and most people will recognize instantaneously, that song's about Goodfellas. But at the same time, it's not necessarily about Goodfellas. It's about going out and getting your fucking shine box, getting off your ass and making something of yourself, and not just being a loser that sits around on the couch and says they want to do a lot of stuff. So we tried to put a lot of thought into a lot of stuff. I mean, even Locke wrote the lyrics for one of our tracks, Suckers, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled, which mirroring the Usual Suspects and a lot of quotes and lines from that, but also, Locke, you can explain a lot more to that. You wrote that song.
There's so much into it. Just quickly, Suckers was originally meant to be, we're suckers because we're a local band, and we go to play shows and we pay, all this money to play these shows, and we don't really get anything out of them, so we're kind of suckers. And then the promoters are also kind of suckers, but in a different way. They're like leeches, suckers, because they're kind of sucking the money. And certain people are not like that, but in general they have to, if they need to pay the nationals. So it's sort of like this cycle of kind of crap. And so in terms of that, so we started thinking about the concept of suckers, and we started thinking about the Usual Suspects. Verbal Kint kind of made everybody a sucker in that movie because the tricks, and the way he crafted his story that was all bullshit. So then I started thinking about suckers, and Mark had drawn this pretty wicked octopus out of freehand. I started thinking about octopus, and I started thinking about cephalopods, it's the science thing. So cephalopods kind of were based on the symmetry of the golden ratio, which can be derived by Fibonacci's sequence, which is this old mathematical formula.
He does drugs.
So when I started writing the breakdowns, like
that
all
was
the breakdowns,
It's for ED
all
though.
the breakdowns are yeah, well, I'm older. All the breakdowns are based on the Fibonacci sequence, and but then there's a couple other elements in there too, because sort of like we're trying to live the American dream, which is like, you know, be in a band, you know, make it big, make it rich. So we also incorporated the national anthem is in actually the whole first verse of the national anthem is in the song. It's just very hard to pick it out because we split it up. And then last but not least, you know, part of the lyrics are about, you know, if you want to dance with us, you know, sort of walk the walk. Where we're saying you want to dance the dance. Well, let's get it on. So let's fucking tango. And me, Reese, Mark, and Nick all play Call of Duty a lot. And in the most recent Call of Duty, there was a sound clip that one of the militia guys would always say, "Tango, sucker!" And it's just like, it's sort of, so now that's within the song as well. It's sort of, you know, you want to dance, let's tango, and then.
Ray and Jay too, they play.
So, I should not have excluded them.
Dick.
Our indispensable security and road crew.
Security crew.
So the song is, I mean, I think I just went through like 7 or 8 layers, and every song is like that. Pretty much every song has 6 and 7 and 8 layers. We gave out the secrets to suckers, but the rest of them people are going to figure out for themselves. And the board tells a lot. If you look at the board that Mark drew, if you dig into it, you can see. So we tried to carry that concept of sort of this like kind of a cryptic. It's a concept album, but it's very, very double and triple entendre stuff where you don't really know what we're talking about, but hopefully somebody out there will listen to it and dig in and be like, this is pretty deep. Deeper than like most bands, which you're like, all right, this song's about, you know, this song's about drinking, this song's about fighting, this song's about drinking while fighting.
I still don't know what it's about, so one day I'm gonna trip balls and find out what it's about.
And that's what's great about So Many Layers, because anybody can pick up this album. I mean, anybody who's never listened to metal a day in your life, and you'll find something in there for you that you'll like and pull away from. Like, I guarantee it. Like, anyone can find at least one thing out of the 9 tracks on the CD that's going to grab your attention and make you think, oh wow, that's cool, they did that. Like, oh wow, they thought about it.
Even on a higher level, it's just damn good metal too.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
on top of that,
if
the
you
music is
if
awesome.
you don't dive into any of it, you'll still dig it. So.
And if I'm not,
I don't know.
Yeah, would you?
and if I'm not mistaken, Travesty is going to follow your first one, which was the Signs of a Struggle, correctly? Okay. And they have that on purchasing shows and everywhere.
CD Baby,
Amazon.com, iTunes, it's everywhere.
Rhapsody, yeah, everywhere.
Get the backstory.
Napster's still out?
Yeah.
And that was a pretty conceptual album as well, but that was more conceptual. That was kind of a darker place than we were with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was going through a breakup. I mean, luckily enough, the person I was breaking up with, I'm back with that person. Oh, yeah, dude.
I was going through a breakup.
I was going through the end of heartache.
Struggling with drugs.
I cut myself.
But I mean, see, like, here's a perfect example. Let's look at the perfect example. This is how I get email. Instead of getting email and crying about how I miss this girl and how much, I write a song with the title track, Signs of a Struggle, with lyrics like, she said her heart was in the right place, but now her head's in my freezer.
Yeah.
She's such a cold bitch, she won't feel the goddamn thing. Because, like, that's where I was at in my life. I'm like, you know what? Like,
lyrical gold.
You want to tell me that you love me, but then you want to treat me like shit. Like, you're saying your heart's in the right place, but I'm going to chop your fucking head off and put it in my freezer. So like Signs was a little bit of a
We're at a
darker
family
place.
restaurant, okay?
We're a little bit of a darker tone there.
People getting offended.
But I mean, we still were us. I mean, there's tracks on there. Like we have a video for "Isn't It Lovely," which going back to our love, especially my love film. It's based after Stephen King's It, and got a lot of layers, some sound clips. It was a book too. It was
It was a book first.
It was a book first, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it was a made-for-TV movie, all right, with B-list actors.
Yeah, John Ritter. Come on, man. But I mean, anyway, the point I was saying is that we try to think about our music. We don't just, as much as we make music for ourselves and for our fans, we want to make something that we feel like we accomplished something we've done. At least that's how I always feel. Like I don't ever write lyrics to anything quickly. Like honestly, they get mad at me because we'll have songs finished and I'm like, dude, I'm not done lyrics for this because I take so much time to actually make sure that my point is getting across the way I want it to be put across. And I want to put it across in a way that you can pull away 3 or 4 different meanings. I don't want you to just get the one meaning I was writing for. I want you to find what you can find in it. And like, we try to do that in all our music, all our writing, like you're saying with the layering of the Fibonacci sequences and all these different equations, things into our drum patterns, to the riffing, that we using things like the national anthem. We really try to push the bar as much as possible when making metal, but at the same time making sick, blistering, heavy metal. So like, I think we got something for everybody.